Hello guys, welcome back to another build video where we've special guest today, our very own Nicole.
Hey!
Okay, so you got a 60p tank, ADA 60p, is it full system?
Yeah, it is. So it's the Aquascape RGB light, the ADA metal cabinet silver, and then obviously the 60p tank. Super jet filter as well, and I think that's everything, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's running CO2 as well, isn't it?
Yeah, running CO2, sorry, as well.
So you're coming in hot there with lava rock. Where do you start with something like this? Because this is quite a complex build, this one. Well, I would say so.
Well, kind of, yeah. So I just wanted it to be a bit different, a bit more uniform. It's definitely not a nature aquarium, more diorama-y style, would you say?
Yeah, it's definitely like out there, isn't it? It's like completely different to what you normally do because you're very good with like islands and Dutch style tanks, but this is definitely totally different for you.
Yeah, island's definitely my favourite style. As you probably know, we've already done a YouTube video on that, haven't we? But the reason I use lava storm was because I wanted to build quite a bit of height. It's quite lightweight, it's easy to work with, and it just stacks quite easy.
Yeah, that's one thing when you are building height. Really monitor rock, because obviously with that being a lightweight stone, it's not too much per kilo, is it, when you start getting big stuff? No,
it's not too bad at all. It's pretty cheap, you get quite a lot for your money. But also like it's quite good because it's quite porous as well. Yeah. So if you're having a lot of it, it's still going to let some water movement as well.
So the wood you've chosen here, that is dragon wood?
Dragon wood, yeah. So it's got quite vertical, sort of strong lines and definition to it, which is what I wanted, really.
Yeah, it's definitely got a lot of drama to that style of wood.
Yeah, and it's going to be a drama sort of scape as well. Definitely different. So lots of like striatas and textures. It did take quite a while to get the balance right, because obviously it's not natural, is it, to sort of do wood and rock like this. So it took a few goes of wiggling things around and getting things positioned and locked in until I glued it. So
I suppose on this design as well, you'd be fighting against like optical illusions as well.
Yeah, and it does look better from sort of, so if you stood in front of the tank, if you move left a bit and look at it that way, and front on as well, that's kind of how it's designed to look at. Whereas like if you looked at it from the right, it probably would look pretty rubbish.
Yeah. It
is designed to look at it from certain angles, but I don't mind that.
So we're coming in with gluing now. So obviously we do this process all the time when we're doing hardscape. So do you just want to quickly talk us through it?
Yeah, so it's important for us to glue things in place, especially because like when you're maintaining, you want to keep everything as close to the original scape as possible. So we glue everything in to secure it, make sure it doesn't move or shift or anything like that, because we don't want anything sort of just tumbling down. People watch this video and then they come in a few weeks time and it looks completely different, so we want it all to stay the same.
God forbid you'd have an avalanche.
I know, yeah, I'd cry. So we glue it all in place. To be fair, I am a rubbish gluer. It is so messy, and don't worry about that. Like, look at the state of that. But you can just put plants over it, so if you are rubbish at gluing like me, don't worry, just cover it with plants.
I think we're all not the best at doing the neatest gluing. We just want it like to be like...
As long as it doesn't move, I don't care.
Yeah.
So this is obviously the Hardscape glue at the moment, a little bit different from what we would use on the plants. We have talked about this before and again in like other videos, but it's like a liquid. You drizzle it over like tissue, or like some people use cigarette filters, anything like that. Wool, filter wool.
Cotton pads and stuff.
Yeah, or makeup pads, they're a good one. So you drizzle it on, it smokes, and then it sets like a sort of resiny, plasticky stuff. And
yeah, it has like a chemical reaction, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. You definitely got to be careful. You can see it smoking here now, actually. It doesn't half get going.
Yeah, get your head out of the way of that, because it is like that's it's going to be toxic, that, isn't it?
I mean, it's not going to be safe, is it? Look at it. So just make sure you could even wear like a little face mask if you wanted to. I probably should have, really.
Well, we made sure the fire door was open.
Yeah, plenty of aeration. But yeah, so what I'm doing here is I'm just lining up, so I kind of want it to look like the big piece has kind of crashed and a few small pieces broke off and it's kind of just split. Kind of looks quite spacey, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very... well, it depends, because we get mixed reviews in the store at the moment, because obviously this tank's already up and running in our store. Some people say it's very space-like, and then some people say it's like a river, because your inspiration for this was Steve.
Stevescapes, yeah.
From America. Very, very talented aquascaper, and comes quite high ranked in the IAPLC. Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a love or hate scape, this. Like, we got mixed reviews online as well, I would say. So like on Facebook, it got a lot of attention, and some people are like, oh, it looks amazing. Some people are like, oh god, that's so unnatural, I hate it. But that's kind of the point of doing different creations.
Of course, yeah, you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again, can you? You've got to change it up.
Yeah, I'm quite happy if people love or hate. I'm not too fussed, but like, we have so many different ideas and scapes in the store. That's kind of what we do, is do different things, inspire people in different ways.
Of course. I think as well is that, like, you wanted to challenge yourself as well, because when I've noticed when you do your scapes, normally you come in hot with the large amount of plants.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the core thing for your scapes, but with this design you've completely shifted it and gone, right, it's going to be more about the hardscape than it is the plants.
Yeah, I like a lot of stem plants and colours and things like that. It's probably why I like islands so much, but to be fair, they are a lot to look after, so if you want something a bit more simple, you can go more like what I'm going to do in here is probably like, well, what I did do in here is grasses and the odd stem plant, but not as many. So I think what I was doing here, what the idea was to make like a little border of rocks, so that pocket just next to my hand there, we can fill with soil and get some plants in there.
Yeah, just fine tuning little bits.
Yeah. So that's the wood in place. As you can see, like we were saying, it looks better from that angle.
Yeah, like fine details. So now you're just gluing the wood to the actual rock now.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that doesn't shift at all. Because let's face it, we've got this many. There's Paul who works on maintenance, and he's got that many tanks to look after in our whole shop. We need it to be structurally stable.
Yeah, we do. And I've never been that good at making things structurally stable, so I'm trying to make a point of I will glue this to within an inch of its life now.
So we're coming in with some, what was that, Congo?
Yes,
gravel,
it was,
yeah.
yeah. So ADA Congo gravel, I think that's the bigger size because I did gradient it down. So it's very much similar to ADA, just your normal gravel.
The aqua gravel.
Yeah, but it has got more darker tones than I would say.
Yeah, it works really well with like darker stones. Especially
Yeah.
Like you can just see there like how much it blends in to your black lava there.
Yeah, it does, and then it's still got those lighter flecks if you want to use sand like what I'd end up doing in here.
I'll tell you what, them soil scoops are a godsend, aren't they?
Oh, they do make it easy with all the detail and stuff. A little bit tedious with the soil, but good if you've got like small areas, yeah. You wouldn't do like, if you were just using just soil, you wouldn't use one, you just pour it in, wouldn't you? But if you've got like little areas you want to get in around your wood and your rock and things, they don't half save a bit of faff.
Oh, for sure. Starting to come together now.
It is, yeah. You can still see all that tissue.
Oh yeah, there's loads.
No, don't. Just don't look at it.
You soon sort that out though.
Yeah. This is the smaller grain here.
I was going to say, is this the smaller one?
So still Congo, just I think they go S, SS, and is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, there's only 2 sizes in that one.
Yeah.
Well, it's good because it's a shame they don't do that with the normal aqua gravel.
Yeah. It is quite a mixed grain size anyway, the normal aqua gravel, so I like both.
that's the problem. We get tempted with everything, don't we, when we start? It's like knowing what to use when you're setting up these scapes. You can get so sucked into how much is available. You've kind of got to like hold yourself back and keep with the theme.
You definitely do, yeah. It's just, sometimes I think with the shop you would think it'd be easier because you've got loads of choice, but sometimes I actually think it makes it harder.
Yeah.
Because you see something, you go, oh, but what about that one?
Yeah. So many ideas run through your head.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you're better off just finding a piece and just sticking with it and working with it and finding stuff to go with it. So
the soil you're using there, it just came up then, it was Amazonia powder.
Yeah, I needed something small in here, I think, because there's not a lot of space.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get some height with it, and I don't know, I just used powder.
Yeah, I suppose you're using like quite thin plants as well, so
yeah,
there's not like heavy root structures, is there?
No.
So you're just finishing up there doing some, what was that, just a little extra piece you thought it needed?
Yeah, I just thought like it needed something more at the front to sort of drag you in a little bit more so it doesn't look too 2D-ish. And then obviously I must have put sand in there now as well, I've noticed. I think it was Mekon sand.
Yeah, it's starting to really come together. The detail was really good on this. So you sprayed all the tank down now just to wet the soil. I'm guessing we're coming in with plants. First one is pearlweed.
Pearlweed, yes. Well, I did actually do a little bit of a mess up, but it kind of worked out nicely. I was supposed to use Monte Carlo, had a brain fart, and picked up pearlweed because the names are similar, like the Latin names.
It still worked really well though.
Yeah, well, I didn't even notice for like 2 weeks until I was like, crikey, that Monte Carlo's big. And then I realised what I'd done. So it worked out nice in the end.
This is Iriatherina persilla.
Yep, so that's like the mini version.
And you're mixing the two to kind of break, like to make it more natural.
Yeah, so it doesn't look too thick. Although at the time I thought I was doing Monte Carlo, didn't I? But it still worked out well, so it doesn't matter. Quite tricky to plant down there because it was a small area, but it was worth doing.
Yeah, mixing them plants, it just really does, because I think as humans we kind of like get has to be uniformed, do you know, and that's hard to snap that out of it. It's like the whole odd numbers, make sure you go odd numbers with like woods and stuff like that instead of even. Definitely,
yeah, and like in some ways it needs to be uniform but not symmetrical. So like I know like a lot of like our guests that have come over as well that I've took note of, they say, oh well, Amano says you've got to have whatever plant you've got on one side, you need to have it on the other side.
Yeah.
But you want different quantities. So if you've got like, I don't know, like hairgrass on one side, you have to have hairgrass on the other side, but in like bigger portions or smaller portions.
So you're coming in now with still again Iriatherina, but multidentata. This is like a lot bigger, same diameter but just longer blade, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice as well. I never used it for a while because I always thought it looked really stiff, is the word.
Right. Okay.
Thought, like it looks like it would just snap.
Yeah.
But then actually, when I've seen other people using it again, it's really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
And it doesn't half create like a sense of depth.
Yeah.
Like in Luis Navarro's tank now, I look at it and I think, oh wow, like that.
It's starting to go more dense. Yeah.
It just looks amazing.
Yeah, like getting back to Luis's tank, when he first put it in, I thought it's going to be lost.
Yeah.
But now it's really looking stunning. Like,
it really does, and it just makes you think, whoa, that's normal hairgrass, but it's tiny. But Yeah, it just looks crazy.
I've just noticed there, you've got your tools. Are they that's your own tools, them, aren't they?
Yeah, that's my tool collection. So I've had them a while now, and I couldn't do without them, to be honest with you.
Full ADA collection, innit?
Yeah. I'm a bit of an ADA tool nerd now.
I suppose we're using them day in, day out though, aren't they? So they're worth every penny to us.
And like, I used to think, oh God, ADA tools, why would people pay that money for them? But the second you start using them, you think, oh, this quality of this.
Yeah, they're absolutely, like, I don't know, you seem to, like, I noticed as soon as I picked up pin sets, I seem to plant a lot better.
They're just smoother, aren't they?
Yeah.
And for me with the scissors, I used to do hairdressing, so I compare them to scissors from hairdressing, which aren't cheap either.
Yeah.
And like, you can feel by the way they cut and the way they sort of rub.
We're putting in little epiphytes now by the looks of it.
Yeah, so I've got, I think, mini coin and like Anubius mini coin and Boost Flandra Serembu Brown. And blue-green as well. I think there was about 3 or 4 different types in there.
And you've got coral moss.
Crikey, that's growing in now, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know why I keep saying crikey. It's my new word.
That's a real nice moss to work with. It doesn't get out of control either, does it? What's nice?
No, it's nice and slow growing, I find. Well, not like super slow, but it's easier to control than stuff like your Java moss and weeping moss and things like that. I find it's just easier, and I can't stand moss getting all over the place, so that for me is nice.
I love all this part of the process when you start joining, like bringing the two together, as in like when you start putting your epiphytes on, it really starts bringing it all together.
It does, and it brings it to life, like the colours and things. It stops it looking so dark. And yeah. And I think as well that wood, you want it to almost look aged a bit, so mosses and, like, to be honest, even the bit of algae on there wouldn't do any harm, would it?
Yeah, yeah. Just to cover over this, so you've used the same plants on the left as you have the right, but you've done them in different, like, quantities. Yeah, just to make it, like, to keep to that, like, Amano.
Oh, definitely. So, like, on the left-hand side, where I first planted the Elicaris montodavensis, there's a tiny piece over on this side as well. Yeah. Like, a much smaller portion, like, just to sort of tie it in a little bit. You can see it there, actually.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Just only just. And it's just so it's balanced out a bit more.
Yeah. I've noticed in there you're cleaning up your glue spots now.
I'm trying. I think once everything had grown in, like, you just don't even notice it's there, really. Yeah.
So the glue that Nicole's using now is the plant one, so it's more gel based. Just makes, like, obviously if you use the Hardscape one by accident, let's say, it will smother the plant and kill it, but with it being a gel, it stays more in.
Yeah, it doesn't make it smoke either.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I do like the planting stage. I don't like it when you end up getting soil all over your sand, mind.
No.
Normally I remember to put the sand in last, but I forgot in this case.
Normally the worst culprits are Amano Shrimp, aren't they, for that?
Yes, although they've been quite well behaved on this one. I've got loads of Amano Shrimp in there, and I've got some King Kong, well, I say loads of Amanos, there's less of them now, so there's lots of little King Kong Caridina shrimp.
Yeah, they are beautiful. You'll see them at the end of this video.
Yeah, they've had loads of babies as well. That I think it looks okay, but I think it looks even better on the left.
Yeah.
I kind of designed it to look as best on the left, because when you walk into our gallery, you see it from there. Yeah. So I wanted people to go, ooh, and then it suck people in.
Yeah, yeah. But even then, as a front view, it looks amazing. There we go. So Looks an amazing job there, Nicole.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the little ending, so we've got a little cinematic. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.